Hang on one sec. We good? We live? And welcome to the JumboCast broadcast of the first game of the Big Four tournament here in Medford, Massachusetts. We've got the Brandeis judges against the Babson Beavers. Brandeis coming in at 1-3, Babson at 3-3. Neither have played a conference game yet. I'm Owen Finnegan here with Francis Simmons. And Francis, what are the keys to today's game?
Well, I think for the Brandeis judges, bench scoring has been an issue. In fact, they haven't brought many players off the bench 4 minutes. They had only 10 points off the bench in the loss against UMass Dartmouth. So they'll look to get some newer players active and get those starters out, get them some fresh legs, and see if that can spark some tempo here. A player to look out for, Lawrence Sabir. The past 2 games, he's dropped 26 points. So he must have a big game if Brandeis wants to contend with Babson here. He's averaging 17.5 points and almost 60% shooting, so a great shooting percentage for that many points per game. Also, Brandeis has struggled with close game woes. So they need to set the tempo early and stretch to a big lead so they can keep it and not find themselves in another close game like they have recently. And a key player for them, too, is Eric DeGuano, number 22. He's a 6'4" sophomore out of Rhode Island. And he's actually a captain as a sophomore. We were talking about this before we went on the broadcast. He's had a 18-point game and a 26-point performance as well. So they'll look for big minutes from him and some big points and rebounds from the sophomore captain. And as far as Babson goes, the Nick Camino and Bradley Jack senior guard forward duo will look to have a big game. They're averaging close to 40 points together, 38. As well as rebounding. They've lost every game they've grabbed under 40 rebounds, so 40 rebounds will be the number that they'll try to get to, box out, get some bodies on them, and steal the ball. Moreover, some 2 key bench players for them is Johnson, who hails out of actually a BU transfer, and he's a double-double threat, and he can be that spark off the bench Babson needs, as well as Frank Offstring. He only plays about 15 minutes per game, but in those 15 minutes, he has 5.2 points and 4.2 rebounds per game. So look for those 2 to have big games off the bench, and hopefully they can stop this 2-game losing skid.
Definitely, and of course, Babson, 39 straight wins on games that are on Saturday for the Babson Beavers. That is a streak that has spanned over 3 seasons. So definitely have the luck on their side. So another thing to pay attention to here. Looking to get started soon. We've got about 12 seconds before we're going to get the player introductions and the anthem as the music is lowering here in Cousins Gymnasium. So we will take a brief break for the anthem when that starts, which sounds like it's going to be soon.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cousins Gymnasium on the campus of Tufts University for today's New England Big Four Challenge opening game between the home team Brandeis University judges and the away team Babson College Beavers. At this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your caps to honor America as we play our national anthem.
Alrighty, so with the conclusion of the anthem, we are going to get on to the player introductions. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in to JumboCast broadcast. This is, of course, the New England Big Four Challenge, which we will be broadcasting all weekend.
Absolutely, and both of these teams have 3 titles in this tournament, so they're kind of looking for bragging rights here as well, in addition to trying to get some things going in their season. Babson's actually starting at 3-3, and Brandeis is 1-3 right now. So both teams desperately need to win here, and so we'll see a pretty up-tempo fought game here.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking to a Babson student athlete yesterday before the game, and he described the Beavers suffering from the Joey Flannery effect. Joey Flannery, of course, was a senior, graduated last year for Babson, probably one of the better players in D3 basketball. And so they had they were 31-2 last season. They were 14-0 in the NEWMAC. That's a conference championship, and they were NCAA champs as well. So with the loss of Joey Flannery came a sort of twilight zone of leadership. It's the team still struggling to find its identity. They already have more losses in 6 games than they had in almost 40 last season. So it's been a little bit of a strange season for the Beavers, and they're looking to bounce back.
Absolutely, but I think this Camino and Jack's duo, when they get going and they start working together like they have been, I think Babson's can do great things again this year. And they just have to work together and just keep that spark going. And see, they've lost some close games, and they just need to dial it in and get rid of their early season woes. And this game is the game to do it. And this tournament, winning this tournament means a lot to this team.
Definitely. And of course they won last year. And you mentioned in your keys to the game about Brandeis suffering from some frustrating losses early in the season. So I think the record is a little bit not indicative of how they've performed so far this season. They've been pretty strong, but they've had a couple. They've had a 1-point loss. They've had a 6-point loss. It hasn't been a huge margin of victories to the teams they've lost to. So don't let the 1-3 record of the Judges fool you. They are a talented team. And it looks like Brandon Johnson is on the floor for the Beavers. We were talking, Francis and I, before the game on whether he was going to start or not. And it looks like Coach Stephen Brennan is making the call for him to start.
So yeah, he was one of my key players off the bench, so now he's going to be a key starter. Absolutely, as he gets set here. Big game to prove himself as well. As a transfer coming in as a junior, he really wants to make himself known and heading into his senior year. So we'll see how he does as a starter here. Second game he's starting this year.
Definitely. Taking the tip for both teams, it looks like Bradley Jacks for the Beavers and Latya Workman for the Judges. Workman having a good season, averaging 12 and 10. And as both teams get set here for the tip, that's going to start off this tournament. Looks to be some communication issues maybe between. Oh, there we go. Jax looked a little confused there. And Brandeis is going to win the tip. Bringing it up the floor for the Judges is Lawrence Sabier. This is Diguano in the corner. Gets it back to Sabier.
Babson has come out with intense man here.
And look at this, Chandler Jones actually starting, the freshman for the Judges. This is Workman again at the point. This is Jones driving to the hoop, kicks it out, and that is Workman for three. Yep.
And that's beautiful basketball right there. Attacking the zone and dishing it out, getting the 3.
Shaheem Ehrlichson starting for the Beavers too. Not usually a starter. He's usually a pretty strong bench guy. So interesting lineup for the Beavers to start. This is Andrew Jaworski controlling the ball for the Beavers. And that's a 3 for Babson. Brandon Johnson answers Brandeis' 3 with another 3. So already off to a strong outside game for both teams.
Absolutely. A way to start the game for him as a starter.
Sabir kicks it to Nate Meehan, the senior, one of the only seniors on this Brandeis team, very young team. This is back to Workman. Kicks it inside. Jones is going to... Excuse me, that's not Jones. That's Sabier is going to drive to the hoop, and it's going to be out of bounds on the Beavers. It's going to be the Judges' ball.
And that's an interesting call. He threw it up in the air, didn't touch anything. He caught it again. That's an interesting out of bounds call instead of a travel.
Yeah, good point.
Got away with one there.
A little interesting. Deguano's going to take the inbounds. Kicks it to Sabier. That's Meehan from deep. Late in the shot clock, but gets the rebound. Sabier corrals that rebound. And that's going to be... Yeah, up and down on, excuse me, that's Deguano with the up and down call.
It's actually a jump ball.
Oh, jump ball.
Babson's doing a great job. Brandeis is really trying to cut through their man defense, and they're doing a great job of fronting the post and denying cutters, which forced that long shot from number 42, Nate Meehan.
This is Ehrlichson bringing it up for the Beavers, and he's going to drive right to the hoop. Some nifty moves there. Inside to Jaworski. This is, Brian Kelly, another interesting name for the... no, excuse me, that's Cominale, excuse me. Cominale, deep outside, looks to drive, kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson takes to the hoop. Babson ball is going to be out on the judges.
And Babson really needs to gather themselves here. That was a little iffy possession. 2 almost turnovers there. Just calm down and run the inbounds play here. See if they can get a quick score with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, definitely looks a little disorganized. This is Erlickson with the inbounds.
I don't know if they know they have 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Cominale's going to jack one up, and that's an air ball. So that's going to be a shot clock violation, I believe, and a judge's ball. And this is Sabir bringing it up, and Workman on the outside as well. They swing it around to DeGuano. Inside to Chandler Jones. Working in the post. Workman from up top. He's going to take, he likes that matchup. Gets doubled.
That's great help right there.
Good help, D, you're right. DeGuano from the top. Late in the shot clock, throws one up. And that's going to be Cominale with the rebound. Work up quickly. Here's Johnson. Kicks it way outside to Jax, and that's a 3. Jax, one of the players that you were talking about before the game.
Absolutely. And way to push the ball and fill the lanes and find that corner 3.
Babson up 6-3. All 3 shots that have been made so far this game have been 3-pointers. This is Sabir driving. Kicks it outside to DeGuano. Here's Workman. Jones with a baseline jumper. Nails it. First 2-pointer of the game.
And that's what Brandeis must keep doing to crack down this Babson defense, is attacking the lane and getting it out to the perimeter shooters.
Here's Cominale again, nice fake, and kicks it inside to Jax. Their chemistry is really a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jax with the easy layup to make it 8-5 Babson, as Sabir brings it up the court. Swinging around the outside. Looking for something inside, not finding anything, is DeGuano. Sabir from the top, DeGuano outside, fakes. Inside to Workman. Nice pass to Jones. And Jones can't make it. That was a great pass by Workman right there. Erlickson, the sophomore, looks inside to Cominale. Outside to Jax. Jax with a long 2. Takes it. Makes it.
And that was a confidence shot. He's feeling himself. But I think we're going to see a big game from him.
That shot makes it 10-5 Babson lead. Here's DeGuano.
And Babson's absolutely doing a great job of finding that low post there.
Definitely. You can tell that the judges have been looking for that inside game, can't find it. DeGuano, ref's going to say he stepped out of bounds. DeGuano can't believe it.
And you saw Jax there. He had his hands up in the air and he gave him a high five as he walked by.
That's great.
You can do that when you're scoring.
Right. Erlickson taking up the ball. You'll usually see the senior Chris Lowry running point, but it looks like he might be coming off the bench today. Erlickson, is that a shooting foul?
That is on the floor.
Brandeis foul number 2, Lawrence Sabir.
Foul's going to be on Sabir. And Erlickson is going to take the inbounds.
Yeah, and he can't get in foul trouble if Brandeis is going to stay in this game.
Yeah, free throw shooting is one of the actually one of the issues on this Babson team. Shoot a pretty low percentage for how good their shooters are on the team as a whole.
Number 15, Jack Coolahan.
Jack Coolahan checking in, the 6'6" sophomore out of Pennsylvania for the Beavers. Doesn't get a ton of playing time. This is Cominale out to Jax. Jax is going to take it inside and miss the layup, and Chandler Jones corrals the rebound.
That's our characteristic.
Good outlet pass look, but Workman was not able to hold on to the ball. And
I think that's the epitome of this game, is the hustle we've seen from Babson on defense, denying the front post, and then getting back when he had a wide open fast break and forcing that turnover, huge.
Absolutely. Here's Jax from the top. Hands it off to Cominale. Cominale with nice moves. Nice moves there. Coolahan's first touch of the game. He drives, and that's going to be a travel. Pretty easy call there. Looks like his pivot foot changed there. So Coolahan off the bench and starts his stint with the turnover. Not great. Here is Sabir bringing the ball up. Outside to, that looks like Colin Sawyer came into the game for the judges. Sabir again to Sawyer. Sawyer inside to Workman. They really like trying to get Workman inside. And a great tip. Oh, great tip by Jones. Good hustle play, but it didn't go. Looks like Cominale came down with the rebound. And a block shot by Jones. Absolutely rejects the Beavers. But Jaworski gets the rebound and in for 2.
Yep. And Sabir, who has the ball right now, really needs to get going. You know, he hasn't scored yet, and he is their leading scorer. We'll see. Look to him to see if he can get some points here.
12-5 Beavers, bit of a scoring drought for the judges. Look inside. Cominale gets a hand in there.
That was a good call.
Yeah,
that was the right call.
That was a foul. Foul on Cominale.
He got away with the first one, but not the second one. An interesting move here as Sabir checks out of the game.
You're right. Interesting. Still a lot of time left in the first half. It looks like the freshman Sema Say is checking in for the judges. Here's Corey Sherman with the inbounds. Chandler Jones, good defensive play in the last possession. And Babson is just shutting down that inside lane. And Cominale gets his hand up there. Here's the fast break for the Babson. Erlickson's going to take it to the hoop. 2 and a foul. Chance for a 3-point play for Erlickson. Great pass by Cominale.
And I don't fault Brandeis necessarily for these turnovers that I've seen. It's really Babson. They're having fits with that defense. Babson's up pace and really getting in their faces and fronting that low post. You can tell Brandeis wants to go down into that low post, and it's not there because Babson's doing a great job of getting in front and sealing them off.
Timeout here, 14-5 Babson, but I have to agree 100% with what you're saying. The judges have not a very creative offense so far. They swing it outside to Sabir. He's going to look inside the low post for Workman in the low post, and Babson knows that. You know, that's good coaching.
And absolutely. And the thing that the 5 points they have scored, they have attacked the teeth of the defense and gotten it out or gotten easy points off of that. So they must drive and dish with their motion. Right now they're cutting, and usually a motion offense is what teams default to. Mm-hmm. But with this the aggressiveness of this Babson defense, simply cutting is not going to work. They need to involve some picks. They need to involve some drive and kick, and they need to get the ball moving. And that's how they've scored. They had the baseline jumper over there. And so I think that's what probably the coach is saying on this timeout.
Definitely. Yeah, it's been stagnant. Looking to change it up a little bit. Like you said, only 2 made field goals for the judges. They're 2 of 5. Babson 6 of 10, shooting a great 60%, 2 for 2 on their 3-pointers.
Well, also too, you know that you're struggling when you have as many turnovers as you do points.
Yeah,
and that's the case with Brandeis. 5 turnovers, 5 points. Turnovers kill.
Definitely.
But even with Babson, they need to on the offensive end. I know they have a 9-point lead, but they still have looked disorganized on the offensive end as well. A lot of their points have come off the fast break, off of those turnovers. So look for them to slow it down too and try to get into a groove offensively.
On the floor for the Beavers, it looks like Erlickson, Coulihan, Cominale, that is Brandon Johnson, and Frank Oftring, who you mentioned as one of your keys before the game, is now on the floor for the Beavers.
Erlickson at the line to shoot 1.
Erlickson looking to complete his 3-point play here, coming out of the timeout. And he does. 15-5, Babson. Bringing it up the floor for the judges is Corey Sherman, the junior. Here's Say on the perimeter. Kicks it to Jones. This is Akeem Sani with the ball, center for the judges. Outside shot from Colin Sawyer is no good, but there is a foul. Going to be on the judges.
That's an interesting call because Babson had a fast break. There's a little contact there, but I think the refs are calling it really tight. But they've been consistent, which is great.
Yep. Yeah, good point. Erlickson bring the ball up for the Beavers. Here's Coulihan on the perimeter. Oftring had his hands up inside. He wanted that matchup. Cominale to Erlickson. Erlickson to Oftring. Doesn't shoot a lot of threes. Erlickson from deep. That is the 3rd made 3-pointer for the Beavers. They've been hot.
In fact, I think they're 3 for 3.
Here's Jones on the perimeter.
And that was a tight call there as well. They're not really letting them play. But like I said before, at least they're being consistent and calling it both ways. We might be in for a long game here.
I'm never one to criticize refs, but I'm not 100% sure on that call. Here's Erlickson to Oftring, excuse me. Erlickson's going to do it himself. No, he's not. Kicks it to Johnson. Johnson from outside. Good rebound from Coulihan and finishes the play for 2. Yeah, Coulihan just went right over the Brandeis player there.
And second chance points have been killing Brandeis here. You know, when you can't get offensive points and then you're giving up free points at the other end, you know, you got to box out.
Definitely. There's that active defense we were talking about as they double Jones on the perimeter, and Cominelli comes away with the steal. He's going to look inside to Johnson, and Johnson with the easy layup for 2. That's, I think, the 3rd assist for Cominelli already in this game. And I think he's played the entire game, too.
Yep.
Jones is the primary ball handler for the Judges right now. Kicks it to Say. Say drives inside. Active hands.
Well, active hands and hustle and focus, and that's the biggest thing for Babson. You know, when Brandeis thinks they have an open passing lane, there always seems to be a Babson hand in there.
Coming in for Babson is Jaquan Mills, a freshman from Boston, Massachusetts, and another guy who doesn't get a ton of playing time for the Beavers. Here's Say on the outside. Say again. Sherman hands it off to Sawyer. Sawyer loses the ball late in the shot clock. That was a prayer. And air ball. That is going to be, Johnson with the rebound. Johnson finds space. Can't get it to go, but good hustle play by Oftring there. Carry on, Jaworski.
And another timeout here by Brandeis. I think the thing with Brandeis is they just need to gather themselves and take their time. The thing is, we've seen them get deep into the shot clock 4, 5, 6 times, and that should have been a shot clock violation, that last one, actually.
Yeah, you're right.
But they need to get movement on, and they need to move more, set more picks. They're kind of just sticking to the same game plan. And almost 10 minutes into this game, they have 5 points.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen a single pick on the Brandeis offensive end so far this game.
Meanwhile, on the Babson end, they're actually running a pick-and-roll play that they've gone to a few times that has been quite successful. And if they don't get it on the attack, they've been great at kicking it out. And the Brandeis defense looks a little lost, to be honest with you, at some points. So we'll see what Brandeis does out of this huddle.
Yeah, letting the numbers speak for themselves here. Babson with 9 rebounds, Brandeis with only 2.
And that was a key to the game, too, is, you know, Babson must rebound, and they're doing a great job, especially on the offensive end.
Sherman commanding the offense right now. Here's Sani with the ball and turns it right over to, that looks like Coulihan. Coulihan's going to drive to the hoop and trips himself up and lose the ball out of bounds.
And again, that wasn't even a forced turnover. He was just in the passing lane. I think, you know, number 15, Sani, just kind of thought he was supposed to throw the ball there as part of the play. And I think that goes to say, like, they're being very robotic in their offense. And they need to just play basketball. I think that's their biggest thing. They're not playing basketball. They're just being coached.
Definitely. That's a good point. Sabir back in the game. Here's Say taking it to the hoop, but it's denied by, that is Jax on the for the Beavers. Johnson to Coulihan. Coulihan back to Johnson. Here's Jaquan Mills with his first touch of the game. Coulihan in the post. Going to take it up. And 2. That was a good play by Coulihan there. 24-5. Babson with a commanding lead right now in the first half.
I have to say, I didn't expect this this game to start this way.
I definitely didn't expect this. You're right.
There's a pick, and look what happens when you start. You just get more movement.
Yep, Sabir had an opportunity there. Here's Workman again on the outside.
There's a little confusion. They're trying to set up the play, but
Judges playing with going big with this lineup.
They have 5 seconds.
Sabir baseline, no. Not a lot of time left. Good move, and that's DeGuano with the shot with the buzzer beater on the shot.
And that's what they need. They were swinging the ball, attacking, getting into the face of the defense, and kicking it out.
Yep, DeGuano.
The extra pass was beautiful there.
Yep, good pass, and he found himself with a lot of space. Made a nice move, set his feet, nailed the 3. Here's Johnson. Driving inside, kicks it out. Jaquan Mills. Now this is, Bradley Jax for 2.
And a beautiful move there on the reverse layup. He's just a bigger body, and they're having fits with how physical he's being right now.
Sabir looking extremely frustrated, screaming at his teammates as he's handling the ball. And he looks like he was calling for picks or something, as you were saying. Sabir is maybe listening to the broadcast.
And now he's trying to post up Jax.
I'm surprised they haven't gotten Sani more involved in the low post here.
There's a pick.
There's a pick, good pick. DeGuano struggling on the outside. Here's Sabir going baseline, gets doubled. Here's Sani, offensive.
Ooh, that was a little bit of an acting job. I think he can win a Tony or an Emmy.
Yeah. I wasn't 100% sold on that foul there. Coming into the game for the Beavers is Shaheem Erlickson. And no changes on the judges' side.
But again, that pick really opened up the floor. I mean, they didn't convert there, and that doesn't mean they won't later on in the game.
Yeah.
And I think if they keep setting those picks, they can, cut into this lead before halftime.
Yeah, after that timeout, the offense looked completely different.
Much more fluid.
Yeah. A little bit of a conversation between a coach and a ref over on the other side of the court there.
I think there was a player injured.
Gotcha. Here's Ehrlichson taking the ball up for the Beavers, looking to extend their 26-8 lead. Gets tied up a little bit by Sonny on the outside. Coming out, looks inside. This is Jax.
That was a heat check right there.
Yeah, that was I'm not sure about that shot selection there. Sabir taking it up, playing fast. DeGuano looking for another three. Just misses it. Going to be another foul here. Lots of fouls so far this game.
Too bad we don't get paid by the hour, right? It's gonna be a long one.
It's gonna be a long one, yeah, definitely.
But I keep saying, the biggest thing you ask at a ref is to be consistent. And I really think they're doing a good job of calling it both ways.
Yep, definitely agree. Here's Ehrlichson to Jaworski. Jaworski on the outside, getting a lot of minutes so far this game. Back to this is Julian Alexis actually. Sorry, that was. Nice three from Jaworski there. Babson has been shooting the three lights out so far.
And then they might be 100%. Oh, 3 or 4.
Yeah, there was one miss from, I believe it was Jax, but I'm not sure. Here's Sabir. Looking inside. Hands are up by Ehrlichson. He gets a deflected pass there. Sonny with the pick. This is DeGuano looking to Sawyer. A little bit of contact there. No call. Jaworski bringing the ball up for the Beavers. This is Julian Alexis. Here's Ehrlichson taking it inside. Back to Alexis. Going down. And a travel.
He was a little out of control there. You're not going to get bailed out with a foul when you're headed full speed, chipping it to the lane.
Yeah, Alexis, a 6'3" sophomore out of Somerville, New Jersey, not Somerville, Massachusetts. Another player doesn't get a lot of time, but he's getting some minutes so far in this game.
And he's been playing a great game,
Also returning to the Brandeis lineup, number 3, Chandler Jones.
Yep, Chandler Jones back in the lineup for the judges. And this is, Corey Sherman takes over ball handling duties for Sabir.
And Brandeis right now is 0 bench points. And so they haven't had that spark they've needed like we talked about in the beginning of the game. And I think that has a lot to do with 21-point deficit here early in the first half.
Absolutely. Yeah, 0 bench points. That's not going to get the job done. Jones is going to take it himself. Passes outside to Workman for the elbow jumper. No good. Ehrlichson with the rebound.
Well, that was no good. It was a great play. And hopefully those shots will start falling for them.
Ehrlichson plays fast. Nice layup with the, that wasn't the offhand, but nice layup for Ehrlichson. It is now 31-8, Babson in the lead. Here is another foul. Not 100% sure what the call was there.
So we've been talking about consistency, but Brandeis has 6 fouls, and Babson has 2. So there seems to be a discrepancy, and actually Babson has struggled with foul trouble.
They have, yeah. Sawyer, nice moves on the outside. I think that was, bang, that's going to go down as assist. I think that pass was supposed to land with Chandler Jones. It sort of skipped through to Iguano, nails the 3.
It's an interesting one.
An assist is an assist, right?
Yep, no matter how you get it. Ooh.
Kamanale trips up his defenders and takes a long one and nails it to extend the lead to 34-11.
That's a 20-point lead 3. When you're feeling yourself and you're playing well, that's the 3 you got to take.
Yeah, that was almost from Jumbo's ear. Iguano with another deep 3, and this has just been
and he's getting excited.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can be that spark. I mean, he's pumped and he's playing. He's hitting shots, so we'll see what he can do to bring the Brandeis back in this game.
So the defense response to these deep 3s, that was not a great, kind of a foolish move by Jaworski, just threw it right into the Brandeis defender.
And he's kind of right in the face, DeGuano. After hitting those 2 threes, he kind of just needs to calm down. And he just said, why don't you get the call right sometime?
Yeah.
So he's not happy about the consistency of the refs, but interesting.
Well, it's especially Babson. They're both fast-paced teams. They like to play fast, and these fouls are making it hard to do so.
Yeah.
Ehrlichson with the inbound. This is Jax with the ball. Goes baseline. Nice move outside to Johnson. Johnson with 2 defenders. Goes right over him for the layup.
he's earning that start right there. I think he's really kind of justifying why he started in this game.
Absolutely.
But he has to get over that post. I'm surprised number 25, Sawyer, didn't try to feed the post there.
Here's Workman on the outside. Taking it inside, no surprise there. He likes to play there. Here's Sawyer. No good.
We've had a couple of minutes without Sabir here, which is interesting. He's still scoreless.
Here's Jaworski. Goes to Cominale. Looks him with space, decides to pass it to Jaworski. Jaworski drive again, and that's a good deflection by DeGuano getting his hands up. DeGuano with a good couple of minutes here.
Yeah, he's basically leading their team. We'll see what he can do. It's number 42, Nate Meehan, checks back in. He had a little issue with his arm. I think he was bleeding, so they had to tape him up.
Yeah, Meehan, the shooter for this Brandeis team, 43.8 3-point percentage.
It's interesting. Sabir's at the end of the bench.
Yeah, here's Cominale taking it to the hoop, and he does. Kisses it right off the backboard for 2. I'm not one to speculate, but I'm wondering if Sabir was very frustrated on the court earlier.
We saw that. Yeah. It's bad for team morale.
Yep. So with Sabir benching, that's Sherman with ball handling duties outside to Meehan. Here's DeGuano with the hot hand.
Nothing happening.
Passes it to Jones. Yeah, good defense. Jones with the moves, goes inside. And that's going to be offensive? It was Johnson taking the charge, attempted to take the charge.
Well, so Coulihan pushed the ball handler into Johnson, and so Johnson had the right idea to take a charge. So the ball handler is pushed into him to get the charge.
Not a bad call. Meehan with the inbounds is Sherman with the ball. Meehan's going to look inside to Jones.
That's what they need right there.
DeGuano nails another 3.
But that's perfect. That's the epitome of what they should be doing. Getting the ball down low and kicking it out.
DeGuano has been hot on both ends of the court so far in these last couple of minutes. Bang! Another 3 for Brandon Johnson. Answers right back, and that's just got to kill the morale of the
Brandon Johnson having himself a game these last few minutes, but a blown assignment right there by him.
Yeah, Meehan had a golden opportunity there, but just rims out.
And we were just talking about how well Johnson's been playing. You know, even though that was a missed 3, you saw the coach is really upset with him.
Yep.
That was a blown assignment.
Yep.
I think that shows, you need to be a little more mature. And instead of celebrating, get back and find your man.
So timeout here with 5 minutes left in the half. Babson up 41-17. I had written in my notes before the game, and we talked about it a little bit more before we went on air, was for Brandeis, three-point shooting defense has been an issue. The defense on the perimeter, opponents shooting 40% from the floor. And with a good outside shooting team like Babson, that's proved to be an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen big play from D'Angelo, though, as well. And I was talking about he's showing why he's the captain of this team.
Yeah.
However, when he was in the ref's face, that that shows that he's a sophomore. And but he seems to be leading this team. And Sabir checks back in. Let's see what he can do here. Scoreless. He's their leading scorer. Has had 26 games in a row, point games in a row. And hasn't scored yet.
Another issue with Brandeis have yet to get to the line so far this game.
Yeah.
And with the amount that they like to play inside, that's surprising. Jones inside gets doubled, kicks it outside to Meehan. Meehan to Sawyer. Sawyer from deep nails it.
And that's what I keep saying. That's what they need to do. But now they need to get back and get a stop. We've kind of been trading buckets here. That's not how you're going to get back into this game.
Jaquan Mills with ball handling duties. Here's Johnson, deep.
That was
good.
That was an early shot. He definitely feels himself sometimes and takes some shots.
Sabir back in the game. Here's DeGuano, has space.
Great help.
Kicks outside to Meehan. Meehan steps by his defender. Deep 2, no good.
That was great help by Babson. Really trusting each other to have each other's backs.
Alexis corrals the rebound, but looks like that was threw it away. Tried to get it up to Mills.
And that's just a little cold and haven't been in the game as much.
Yeah, freshman, sophomore.
Yeah. It happens. Try to limit those to one a game, but it does happen.
Sabir calling out plays here. Goes to his man, Jones. Looking for Jones again, but Johnson's going to cut off that passing lane. Back to old habits for the Brandeis team. Deep 3 from, that was Sawyer, and it's good. And they are hot from 3
I think this is 4 or 5 straight threes they've knocked out.
Here is, Frank Offtrain on the perimeter. to Julian Alexis. Interesting lineup from the Beavers. This game, here's Mills. Back to Alexis. Going to draw the contact, no foul. That was Sawyer with the rebound. So gets the rebound. DeGuano, no good. Yeah, trying to keep that.
That would have made things interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Traveling violation.
And Sabir there is showing the first sign of excitement
Yep.
that we've really seen in a good way, giving a 5 to his player. I think he's really kind of sitting him down for a minute, calmed him down. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, swing of momentum here. Game's getting a little bit interesting for Brandeis. 23-41. Babson still has
There
the lead.
seems to be a little confusion with the Babson defense here, too.
See if Brandeis can capitalize on that. As they find Workman way almost by the half-point line. Back to Sabir to get the offense started. Jones to Sabir. Sabir's looking inside. There's Jones wide open on the inside. 2 and a foul.
And what a beautifully designed play. You know, the back screen let Sabir get the ball, and that was just a beautiful cut by number 3, Chandler Jones, the freshman.
Yep.
Getting a great bucket there, strong finish and focus.
And we just talked about the timeout, how the judges have had trouble getting to the line so far today. And here's an and one to.
Yeah, and to start their night off, and it's a 16-point game all of a sudden.
Makes it. That was everyone in this waiting with bated breath. To see
And Brandeis in a 2-2-1 press here. Let's see if they can get a trap. Now they're dropping back into a 2-3, it appears.
Yeah, zone defense is that a new look for Brandeis?
Which is interesting because the way that Babson has been shooting.
Oftring picks apart that zone, though, and finds an easy, not an easy 2, but gets 2. 43-26, Babson still in the lead. So why do you think they changed up their defense there?
I think just trying to provide different looks. I mean, Babson has been really shooting the ball well and offensive, has a flow right now. And, as a player, when you see a different look, it throws you off.
Meehan for 3. Makes it. Meehan's been hot, too.
14-point game.
Communication on the Brandeis side to get the defense started.
And they're back in this press.
Yeah, interesting press look there.
Now they're in the 2-3.
Erlickson looking for a look here.
Also, to go back to your question, too, usually when teams press in a zone, they go back into a 2-3 as well.
Trying to pick apart the zone here, looking for the soft spots. No good from Jaworski, but Johnson's going to come down with the offensive board.
There's no excuse to give up an offensive board at a 2-3 zone.
And good active hands from, I believe that was Workman, leads to the turnover. Here's Say back in the game and taking over ball handling duties.
And Sabir just rolled his eyes at his player. That was a little interesting.
Yeah.
He seems very frustrated right now.
I think Sabir wants to be the one taking the ball up. Say outside to Meehan. Meehan's hit, I think, his last 2 threes. Drives this time. Takes the jumper. Mid-range.
That was a heat check.
Yeah.
And he hit it.
You don't see a lot of the mid-range jumpers in D3 ball, but he nailed it.
Sabir left his feet there, gave up the sideline. That's what you can't do in his own press.
Off-tring to Jaworski in the corner.
And now we're starting to see the Brandeis bench come alive. Let's see what if Babson can kind of silence them here.
Here's Johnson with the travel called on Johnson.
Honestly, I think it looked like a travel because he kind of drug his foot, but I think that he kept it planted. It just was he was very slow at moving, and it looked like a travel. And I think that was an impulse call.
Yeah, couple strange turnovers for Babson these last couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, Babson, needs to regroup and focus.
Still maintaining a 12-point lead as Sabir brings it up this time.
See what they can do to close out the half. See if they can make it single digits.
That was a fast pass to Meehan on the outside. Here's Workman. Workman looking for Sabir. Finds him. Here's Meehan with space. Nails it again. Meehan has been hot.
And you know what's scary if you're a Babson fan? Sabir has 0 points.
Here's Jax to Cominale. .43 seconds left in the half. I was wondering if Babson was going to take the 2-for-1. Big 3 from Erlickson to change the momentum.
Yeah, silence them a little bit. They're starting to get back into this game.
Yeah.
See how they respond here.
Sabir to Say. Say on the inside, working his post moves. Back to Meehan on the outside. Meehan drives, doubled. Goes right over both the Babson defenders for 2. Beautiful. Erlickson Probably going to be the last possession of the half here. This is Jax. Long 2. Back rims it. And that went over the backboard. And Jax, you can see, frustrated with himself for missing that shot. About 7 seconds, a little bit more than 7 seconds left in the half. As Sawyer checks in and DeGuano checks in for the judges. Sabir keeping the ball on the ground, so it looks like they're going to take a shot.
See if this can get someone going here. Kickball.
Yeah, kickball. Erlickson went way up with his leg there. So about 2.5 left on the game clock.
That was actually a pretty good play to kind of disrupt the Brandeis offense. I don't know why Sabir is so deep.
Sawyer to Meehan. Meehan doesn't hold the ball. Erlickson, no good. And that's going to be the half. 46-36, Babson lead. They were up by 20. Brandeis managed to cut the lead to 10. So what did you notice in that first half there, Francis?
Well, obviously with Babson jumping out to that early lead, they were very intense on defense, and they're starting to lose it a little bit as the half goes on. And obviously you're getting more tired if you're playing that intensive D and you're not playing that many people. In fact, only 9 people have played, so they haven't gone too deep into their bench, but they're playing high-paced D. And so I think that's how Brandeis is able to come back into this game a little bit and chip away. So they must keep up that intensity for the whole 20 minutes of the second half, as well as focus. You know, they seem to be a little immature at times, and they really need to keep focused if they want to keep the lead and win this game. As far as Brandeis goes, as I said before, if you're a Babson fan, you're really nervous because Sabir has 0 points,
yep.
and he's averaging almost 18 a game. D'Angelo, the key player that we talked about before, is having himself a game. He needs to keep that up, but keep his composure. He had a few times where he lost his composure, and as a captain, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. And stamina. I think they're playing in that press. If they keep playing in that press,
yep.
they must be able to play the press and not get tired.
Yeah, defense really came alive in the second part
absolutely.
of that half.
With that press and the change and then drop back into the 2-3.
Definitely.
Kind of gave them a new energy, like almost a new glimmer of hope in a way in a game that was going south really quickly.
For your leaders so far in the first half, for Babson with 11 points, Shaheem Erlickson, 4 for 5 from the field. Of course, for the judges, it is Eric DeGuano, 15 points on 5 for 6 3-point shooting. And for rebounds, Andrew Jaworski has 4 for the Beavers. And no player has more than 1 rebound so far for Brandeis. Rebounding has been an issue,
which
both
is
this game and all season.
Which is ironic because we talked about too, Babson having a rebounding discrepancy, and they must get the boards, and they've gotten a lot of offensive boards as well, and so they must keep getting offensive boards and those easy looks. And if you're Brandeis, you have to box out, especially in a 2-3 zone. There's no excuse to give up interior baskets and interior offensive rebounds.
Right.
There's no excuse for it.
We saw Johnson come down with that rebound
yep.
in the zone at the end of the first half. That was a big offensive rebound. So if you're Babson, you're going to want to cut down on Brandeis' 3-point shootings. Meehan and DeGuano have been unbelievable from deep. What are you changing to sort of deter that?
I think there are 2 things. First is keep playing your game. Don't stray away because they've hit some shots. Also, at the beginning, Brandeis wasn't hitting shots. The thing is you can't stay hot forever. You're going to hit shots, but realistically, you can't cut into another 10-point lead and be perfect, for the next 20 minutes. And so I think the biggest thing for Babson is to play their game. They've had a great defense, especially for the first 15 minutes of the first half. And just play your man. Don't go into a zone, especially because the way this Brandeis team can shoot, they can kill you.
Definitely.
And so I think just sticking to their game plan. I don't think they really have anything to worry about, and they can keep shutting down Sabir. If they let Sabir get loose with Meehan and others keep kind of just making threes, the combination of that could be deadly. So we'll see what they're able to do here.
We're going to take a quick break for the remainder of halftime. Will Babson make it 40 straight wins on a Saturday for their basketball program? And will the judges be able to get Sabir involved more in the game and cut back on a 10-point deficit in the second half? We'll find out in about 12 minutes. This is JumboCast. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back soon. Back to the Babson versus Brandeis game, the first game of the Big Four tournament. Babson up by 10 with about a little over 30 seconds left before the second half starts. So scoring leaders, of course, we mentioned before the half, but just to reiterate, Shaheem Erlickson for Babson with 11 points, and Eric DeGuano with 15 points for the judges.
And I think it's important to note, too, we talked a lot about Sabir not scoring very much. Actually, he's not in the score column at all. I will say, though, with the Jacks Commando combo only has 14 points. You know, they're usually averaging 40. And so they're a little behind what they usually average. So we'll look also for them to get some scoring in, and maybe it'll bounce out. We'll see what goes forward. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Erlickson averages about 5 points a game and has 11 this game.
Absolutely.
So it's been a little bit of a backwards game for the Beavers so far.
And Brendan Johnson, you know, he only has 10 points, but he has 10 big points.
Right.
And he's been playing a big game. Even little things like down there, sealing off the post. Mm-hmm. He's been playing physical, and he's been playing great basketball.
And, of course, good D all around. And here is Sabir with the ball handling duties to start the half.
This is a huge possession for them already.
Yep, definitely. DeGuano was on the perimeter. Here's Sabir. Elects to pass instead. And that's going to be Jones coming down with 2. So definitely a good start for the judges. Yeah, they looked a lot cleaner than they had in the first half. This is Jax to Johnson to Jaworski to Cominale. See if Babson can get something going here. Erickson drives.
What a pass.
Yep. Finds Jax inside for an easy 2. Look pretty similar to the judges' possession, actually, those
Absolutely.
2 possessions.
Attacking the baseline, finding the open man.
This is going to be Meehan with the mid-range. Gets whacked, but no call. Cominale finds, and there's Jaworski on the outside.
That was an interesting pass. That was almost backcourt.
Good steal by Sabir. He's going to bring it up for 2. Man, he's got some hops. He almost touched rim there.
Well, that made me a little nervous when I hit back rim. If Sabir misses that, it's going to be an interesting game for him. But
first 2 points for Sabir.
See if that gives him some life. A little steal.
Cominale from deep. Nails it. That was deep.
Yeah. And that was right in the face of Sabir, too. So,
yep.
Exchanging baskets here. 1 for 1, eye for eye.
Yeah. A lot of time left on the shot clock, too. That was an interesting possession. Here is Jones in the mid-range. Kicks outside to DeGuano. Sabir again. They leave him a lot of space in the perimeter.
Yeah, he wasn't looking to shoot there either.
Yep. Workman to DeGuano. DeGuano thought about it, decides to dribble instead. Shot clock winding down. Jones to, that was, DeGuano. And missed the shot. Air ball, as a matter of fact. Foul called as Jaworski took it to the hoop, and that's going to be 2 free throws for Jaworski.
Absolutely, and that was just a good foul. You know, if you're going to foul someone, make sure you get them in their hands and make the shot impossible to make, and that way to avoid an M1.
Jaworski getting a lot of minutes so far this game, more than I would have anticipated. Misses the first. We talked about the free throw shooting difficulties that Babson's faced so far this year.
Yeah, free throws kill.
Got to make free throws.
The game's won or lost the free throw line.
Yeah.
Getting to the line and then getting free throws and making them is huge.
Jaworski goes 1 for 2 from the line to make it 50 to 40. Babson lead. Here's Meehan on the outside to Jones. Jones to Workman. Sabir with a lot of space. Takes it inside, passes off to Jones. Jones baseline, no good. Tough rebound is going to end up being Babson ball.
That was great hustle by Brandeis. We haven't seen many plays like that where they have as many bodies jumping up in the air and trying to get physical with the Babson bigs.
Yeah.
You know, between Johnson and Jax, they're big boys. You know,
Johnson goes up and gets it for sure. Erickson taking on Meehan. Here's Johnson. Oh, looks inside to Jax, and you could hear Jax yell with frustration because that would have been
and he came away with a huge smile on his face. Looking, he knew he had a dunk there if he catches that.
Yep.
Great pass.
Sabir to Meehan, back to Sabir. Spinning it outside to DeGuano.
Oh, he needs to get in front of that post there. They're not doing a great job of fronting the post here.
Jones looking for Meehan. Meehan was begging for it, cutting inside. Ball goes up. Well, it was a good presence of mind by Jones to try to get that pass off, but ends up just throwing it out of bounds for a turnover.
An early timeout here taken by Brandeis.
Second timeout charge to Brandeis.
Yeah, I'm interested why they didn't take their first timeout till over halfway through the first half, last half, I believe. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, maybe the coach sees something too. A little disorganized. A near turnover there in the paint, and then he does end up committing a turnover. That's number three, Chandler Jones. And so that turnovers really led to that big Babson lead at the beginning. So maybe the coach just wanted to calm them down, organize them, and make sure they go to the 3-point line.
Yeah, turnover is an issue for Brandeis. They have 11 so far this game. Timeout is concluding, and it's familiar faces for both teams here. Looks like Jones, DeGuano, Workman, Meehan, and Sabir for the judges.
And Babson really needs to capitalize on points off turnovers. They can really stretch this lead. They only have 10, so there are 11 turnovers and only 10 points off of them. And those were early going, so they really need to start responding again.
Very good point. Pick by Johnson gives Erlickson some space. He goes strong to the hoop and lays it in for two. Good moves by Erlickson.
Beautiful move. I've been really impressed with him by this game. Throughout the whole game, he's been playing hard. Great offense, great defense.
Yeah, strong bench guy usually, but he took the starting point guard role so far this game, and that was going to be I believe that was Jax with the tip there, active hands. Cominale takes it himself, and another two.
And if Brandeis wants to stay in this game, we talked about it before, focus. They need to pick up their assignments, and they don't do it always. And it's little things like that you can't have happen if you want to get back in this game.
Absolutely. Back-to-back layups for the Beavers makes it 56-40 as Jones works inside. Going to be a foul on
Johnson.
I believe Johnson. I believe that was a reach-in.
Yep, it is on Johnson.
Yep.
And Johnson, in the beginning of the game, was very great at sealing the post. And I don't know if it's something the coach said at halftime, but he doesn't seem to be sealing the post as well as he was before. Some other players have been, though, so it's interesting.
Definitely.
That's not sealed there either. Maybe it's something the coach said.
Meehan drives, but is rejected by Jax. That's, I believe, his second block of the game. Full court press by Say here against Johnson. Say's got those long arms. Johnson passes it away. Cominale gets Meehan to jump. Takes a three from the top. Nails it. Cominale with a strong start to the second half.
And huge smiles by Jax and Cominale. And we talked about that duo. They're having a great time now, stretching this lead to 19. They're having fun.
Sabir, strong inside, gets the foul, I believe. It's gotten to the point. It's one of those games where it's when Cominale or someone is taking a three, you just expect it to go in.
Yeah,
at this point.
absolutely. Well, anyone taking a three. I mean, this game
true.
has been a game of three-pointers. I mean, we're on pace almost to 100 here.
Sabir shooting two.
He needs these free throws.
Definitely, that's his third point of the game.
As a player, you get everything you can. Seeing the ball go through the net helps you out so much. And so if he can hit these here, I'll look for him to score a little more.
Just some three-point statistics. We were just talking about that. Babson 9 for 12 from deep. Brandeis 9 of 18 from deep. So strong shooting.
And I think that's the difference in the game, that and turnovers.
Mm-hmm. Erlickson has had a good half so far. Looking for something inside, finds Jax. Jax gets doubled. Got to pass it off. Doesn't shoot.
Well,
wow, good baseline jumper.
They were trying to defend the pass there, and they forgot about the shot. That was great awareness by Jax to put that up there. Use his body well.
Sabir finds Say. Say with a fast move. He's going to take it to the hoop. And no shot. Another foul called. I feel like there's a foul every possession.
And Say's a little upset about that foul call because he had a clear lane to the basket.
Yeah, Say had Johnson sort of on his heels there.
Yeah. Good foul, though. It's Johnson's second of the half, actually.
Sabir, nice pass to Sawyer. DeGuano on the outside finds Sabir. Very nice trouble finding space here. Say's going to take it in himself. Nice move, but no. Finds the bottom of the rim there.
And Jax looks like he wanted to take that for a second up the court.
Long pass to Johnson. Nothing there inside. Here's Jax. Jax with a three. Makes it.
Feeling himself. I knew he wanted to shoot that as soon as he caught the ball.
Yep.
And he's trying not to smile, but he knows he's really happy right now that he nailed that three.
The crowd getting into it, too, a little bit. Jax, of course, leading the Babson team with a 6-16 field goal percentage.
Let's see how the coaches respond.
61%.
Coach looks at it and said, Attaboy, buddy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
They're having a lot of fun, Babson. Brandeis, on the other hand, they're really trying to get into this game. It's not too late. You know, Sabir comes alive. Mahan starts making threes again, and they can get back in. It's not sealed, but they really need to start soon.
Offensive lows for the Judges so far in this half.
Well, it's been streaky, and I think they're a three-point shooting team. That's where a lot of their points have been coming from this game, is from the outside. And, you know, when you go through streaks, you're going to get back into a game. But like I said at halftime, you can't make threes forever.
Well, it's confusing to me. We've seen Say and Sabir drive into the hoop, and granted they've done an okay job with that, but DeGuano hasn't missed one three-pointer so far this whole game. I'm surprised they haven't.
Well, I think, too, Babson's been doing a great job of denying him the ball and being aggressive with them and not giving him the space to get a shot up. Which is something to see if they run a play to get him the ball. And that might be what this timeout's for.
Yeah, I
try
agree.
to get him involved.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll see. Timeouts have been effective for both teams so far this game. I think Brandeis has scored off of every timeout they've had. I may be incorrect, but I think that's.
There was the one where they had the turnover in the corner. But other than that, you know, they've been pretty focused out of the timeouts. But for one possession, and then they, you know, shy away.
Right.
Whereas Babson's used one timeout the whole game. It was when Brandeis had a little run at the end of the first half, and they responded well. And 22-point game now.
Beavers taking the floor and Judges taking the floor. Pretty much who you'd expect for both teams. Commonale, Jax, Ehrlichson. That looks like Off-Train coming in the game. No, excuse me, Coulihan in the game, and Jaworski for the Beavers.
He looks like he's stretching out a little bit, a little cold.
Taking the inbound is Sabir for the Judges. This looks like it might be. Thought it was going to be a play for DeGuano. Sabir takes himself. Nice move, nice spin, goes to the hoop, and two. Nice move by Sabir.
And that's huge. And I think they're also trying to get Sabir going. And what a nice play out of the timeout to design that and get a wide open layup almost.
Definitely. Commonale gets double, gives it to Coulihan. Coulihan has some space. Back outside to Commonale. Fake. Big pass to Ehrlichson. Ehrlichson had to go way up to get that one. Good look by Ehrlichson, but that's stolen by DeGuano. That would have been a beautiful pass had it worked. Sawyer on the outside looks inside to Sani. Akeem Sani gets a big dunk. I think that's the first dunk so far.
And if you're Babson here, you want to slow the ball down, take some shot clock, and settle this. Honestly, most of the crowd is Brandeis' bench.
Yeah. Commonale almost loses the dribble, manages to get it, finds Coulihan, who misses the layup. That was pretty crazy sequence of events there. Everybody bobbling the ball. No one could really come down with the rebound, but it's going to stay Babson ball. Going to be Jaworski taking the inbound. Goes outside to Jax. This could be interesting. We'll see what happens here. It wasn't. Just handed it off to Ehrlichson.
And Brandeis is in a 2-3 zone here. And great job by Jax to get to the high post.
Yeah, Ehrlichson had some trouble. Going to be a kick ball, though, on Sabir. Sabir's upset with that call.
And that's his second ill-advised kind of pass. He's being a little casual, trying to be fancy.
Yeah.
Just get a good crisp pass or a bounce pass in there and let your players do the work. Don't you try to do the work as a passer.
They've been flashy, but they haven't really been working. Jack's just going to take it himself and makes it.
Why not, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I can shoot a three. I can shoot an elbow jumper.
20-point lead for the Beavers. Sabir finds Sawyer outside. He's going to kick it to Say. Say takes his first three of the game, I believe, and misses it. Jax with handling the ball a lot. Up to Jaworski. Fast. Jaworski gets his own miss. Lays it in for two. That's just... That was bad defense by the
Well, they're just not getting back in transition is the issue. They're almost giving up, it seems. They just need to keep pushing.
Sabir dances at the free throw line, misses the shot. Jack's going to take down grab the rebound. Oh, that was almost out of bounds.
That's the second or third pass we've seen him kind of save.
Commonale, why not? No good. Say's going to get the rebound. Say's going fast, looking to take it himself. Foul right before he dished it out. And that's going to be a foul on Babson, I believe.
Yeah, and he really should have looked up the floor there to number 22, DeGuano. We were talking about how to get him involved in this game. DeGuano was very frustrated. He actually yelled at the player there.
Oh, yeah.
But he was open in the corner and had a wide open three. And looking to get going again, that's what you need.
Yeah, Say with a little bit of tunnel vision on that fast break.
Jack's out of the game here.
This is going to be DeGuano on the outside. This is, you can hear Corey Sherman calling baseline. Just dishes out to DeGuano. Not a lot of space inside. Babson keeping their hands up.
An interesting lineup. Sabir's having a seat again, just as he was starting to get hot.
Yeah. There's Say, finds space and gets the easy layup for 2. Osen to Comnell. Behind the back pass to Coulihan. Oh, and he misses the shot. That would have been nice.
The amount of pressure on that shooter there. Go ahead. When someone makes that nice of a pass, you feel like you have to hit it.
Yeah, Comnell showing off his court vision there. Here's Say, just had 2. Nice behind the back move. Finds himself caught in the post. Kicks it outside to Meehan, who nails it for 3. Nice assist by Say.
Yeah. But Say at the beginning had his head down, and I didn't think he was going to see him there. But way to get your head up and kind of see that as Johnson goes back to the scorer's table to check back in.
Yeah, off-string in the game for the Beavers. Here's Jaworski, Comnell. Brandeis bench getting a little bit more involved than they had. Erlickson coming off the pick. Dishes it to Coulihan. It's going to be Comnell with the shot. In and out. And Coulihan, good effort on the rebound, but it's going to be called a foul.
We'll call that a tight call.
Yeah, ticky-tack.
Emphasis on tight. That was pretty clean from our angle. And I don't think the Babson coach is very happy with the way they've been playing right now. They have a 17-point lead, but they look unorganized. And last time we saw them look like this, we know what happened. So,
yeah, I love the movement on the Brandeis end. Say had that nice assist. Sabir has had some good moves. Hasn't made his shots, but has had good moves. So, yeah, still was a 17-point lead though. So,
I really do.
Can you climb against a 17-point lead against this Babson
Absolutely.
defense?
I mean, I think that Babson's been playing great defense, but as we saw at the end of the second half, you know they're tired. They haven't been playing as many people as I'm sure they'd like to. You know, Johnson came right back to the table after subbing out.
Yeah.
He got a 30-second break.
Yeah.
And so when you're playing this intense of a defense and Sabir gets hot and they keep hitting threes like Meehan, and you look up and get the ball to the corners, I could foresee a lead being at least cut to single digits like they did in the first half.
Every single one of Babson's wins so far this season has come when they've allowed less than 70 points to their opponent. So just something, they're 0-3 when they allow more than 70 points. So it's sort of been the tale of Babson's season so far this year has hinged on their defense.
Yeah, which is interesting. I think their offense and defense go hand in hand. They've broken the 101 game this year. I think they had 102. And so I think when they play defense well, it leads to easy buckets, and it gets them momentum, and they have momentum. And as a basketball player, when you have confidence, momentum, you're going to play well on the offensive end. So the saying is defense wins championship. And the meaning behind that is if you have a good defense and you're playing well on defense, you're going to have that confidence to play well on offense. And if you miss a few shots, if you're getting stops on here, you're going to win.
Absolutely. Taking the floor for Babson is Comnell, Jaworski, looks like Johnson, Erlickson, and Oftring. Say, Meehan, Corey Sherman, DeGuano, and Workman for the judges. Familiar faces. Sherman with the ball handling duties. Sabir on the bench. Dishes it to Workman. Say to Sherman. Sherman's just going to take it in and out, and Jaworski comes down with the rebound. Didn't love that possession from the judges there. Johnson, floater, no good.
And shots just aren't falling for either team right now. And I think we've seen that over the course of the game, shooting in waves. So we'll see if they can get something going here.
Workman got the rebound, now has the ball at the perimeter. It dishes it to Say. Now it's Sherman. Sherman gets the pick. Nothing really happened there.
Yeah, a little stagnant.
DeGuano outside. Erlickson's got his hands up.
He hasn't done much this game. He needs to get involved. This half. He needs to get involved. And
no.
As I say that, he misses a three.
Rare miss from DeGuano. Had plenty of space, too.
Yeah.
Tough. Erlickson to Jaworski. Almost tipped out of bounds by Say. But Johnson's going to nail the 3 ball to make it 71-51, 20-point lead.
And great vision by Jaworski to get that to him. He was going into a trap and was able to kick the ball out and get the almost wide open 3.
Workman to Say. To Sherman. DeGuano on the outside. Nothing there. He got doubled. Here's Workman. It's going to be, travel.
That's great defense. A little handed there force that travel there.
Yep. Yeah, a couple travel calls on both teams so far. Has been an issue so far this game. Pause and play here. Not sure why. Looks to be a substitution issue.
Yeah, he was waved at, but then waved back out.
Gotcha.
I think he came in prematurely.
Off-tring up to Johnson. Johnson gets doubled. Interesting look from Brandeis there. Jaworski to Ehrlichson. Oh, and some contact there, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Brandeis ball.
And that's that new look. You know, when you see a new look, you get a little startled, and you start making uncharacteristic mistakes. He attacked the lane a little too wild, and looked to pass it out, but just a little out of control.
First time so far this game we've seen that double come over automatically to Johnson as soon as he touches the ball.
Well, absolutely, and I think that's with 9:33 left, they're trying to get the ball moving.
Definitely.
And force turnovers like they are to see if they can climb back into this game.
Sherman's going to dish it to Say to get this offensive possession started for the Judges. Here's Workman. Sherman again, trouble getting inside. Say on Johnson. There. Yeah. Outside to Workman. Here's Sawyer. Workman's going to take the three with 5 seconds left in the shot clock, and he nails it.
And boy, did they need that right there.
Up to Cominale. A little bit of a fast break look, but they slow it down. Here's the three for Johnson. No good.
I think Johnson's a little tired. I was talking to you, how can Brandeis get back in this game? He just doesn't have his legs under him, I don't think.
Meehan with the rebound was begging for the ball there, didn't get it, and looked a little frustrated. Clogging up the lane. Say getting doubled. Here's Meehan on the outside. He's going to take it. Oh, close but no good, and Ehrlichson corrals the rebound. Off-turn with space. Dishes it outside to, that is Julian Alexis. And not even really close there.
Well, it was a little early at the shot clock.
Good outlet pass to Say, and he gets an easy two. Well done by Brandeis there.
And Brandeis has missed a few wide open shots. And if they keep getting those shots, this game is going to get close again. 15 points. We've seen this happen before as Jax goes back to the table.
Here is Cominale to Ulrichsen. Ulrichsen to Johnson. Ulrichsen goes baseline, dishes it out. Has had some trouble with those passes. And
doesn't matter.
Yeah. I will say, keep an eye up when next time Babson's bringing up the ball. Ehrlichsen and Meehan seem to exchange a couple words there. Might be something to keep an eye on. Yeah. Say on the outside. 74-56 Babson lead. Foul looks like off-tring. And Workman both looked confused as to why a foul was called there. And with 7:38 left in the half, another foul on Babson.
So the fouls have switched this half. Babson, like we said before, did a great job in the first half of not getting into foul trouble. Something they've struggled with this year. Now they have 7 fouls. So Brandeis is in the 1-on-1, and you don't want that with an 18-point lead because every time they shoot free throws, it stops the clock.
Workman hits his first one. Gearing up for the second. No substitutions on either. Oh, excuse me. I believe that is Sabir back in the game for the Judges. And 2 for 2 from the line for Workman. A little bit of a half-court press look here.
And this is what got Babson early on.
Yep.
They need to watch those corners. Jax just dribbled into a trap and is not as a big man. You don't want to do that. You know, it's not as great of a handle as a point guard. No one wants to do that.
Johnson, trouble finding space, just going to take the shot. And
bad
good.
Shot.
Yeah, not a good shot selection there. Sabir with speed. Blows by Ehrlichsen, and no good. And that's an easy rebound for Jax there. A little bit of a miscommunication. Ends up with Sawyer getting the ball for the Judges. So the press doing its job. Say, hard to the basket, gets 2.
And you see Brandeis coming alive. You know, I think if you're a Babson fan, you're a little nervous after seeing what happened in the first half.
Definitely.
So let's see how Jackson respond here. He dribbled right into that trap, and that's not what you want to do.
Foul's going to be called. I think it's actually going to be on DeGuano, but he looks like he might have taken an elbow to the face there.
And those are the worst types of calls, is when you get the foul and you end up a little shaken up as well.
Right. But yeah, that press giving Babson some headaches.
That is his first personal, the team's second.
Just the second foul on Brandeis here. Guano doesn't look very, either he's in a lot of pain or not very happy.
Yeah.
One of the two with the call.
Jaworski checking in for the Beavers, and it looks like Chandler Jones is going to take off Say, who played well this second half, Say did.
He had a lot of playing time in the second half.
Definitely.
We'll look for him to mature a little more, and he can turn into a great player.
Ellickson running the point, looking for something. Gets the pick. He's not one to shoot, so he dishes it to Cominale. Here's Jaworski, gets space on the baseline, tries to take it. Floater no good. Sawyer with the rebound.
That was a little bit of karma there. He got away with a push-off.
Yeah, the LeBron James move. Here is DeGuano on the outside, goes to Workman. Workman on Jax. That's a tough matchup.
Yeah.
DeGuano gets his man to jump, takes it inside. Nifty move. A little underhand layup.
12-point game,
Yeah,
6 minutes left.
Doing his best Kyrie Irving impression there. 62-74. Ulrichsen is going to be bringing the ball up for the Beavers.
He must be a Celtics fan.
That I am.
Jax is doing a little too much here.
Yeah, dancing there against Chandler Jones, who's one of the better defenders on the Brandeis team.
They have 8 seconds on the shot clock, and then he makes something happen here.
Yeah, going to want to get the ball to a shooter. They do. Jaworski.
They need to go up with it.
Ulrichsen, 1 second left,
Wow.
and he nails it. That was big for the Beavers.
Wow. And great D as well on the other end. I think that was Cominale.
Yep. Well, that was a great shot by Ulrichsen there as he goes to the
He had
bench.
time to spare on that shot, too.
Sabir bringing the ball up for the Judges. He's going to have Jaquan Mills on him. Jaquan Mills just checked in. Got a little bit of playing time in the first half.
He's doing a good job against him. Ooh, that was a little bit of an acting job. And then a foul on Sabir, but the foul's going to go against Mills.
Yeah, that was, I don't know about that one.
Sabir acted a little bit, and acting tied up with Mills.
You got to do what you got to do. Of course,
Yeah.
they are in the bonus, so Sabir's going to be shooting too. His second time at the line so far this game. Makes the first one. And makes the second. A lot of Brandeis fans in attendance here at Cousins today. I was expecting maybe a little bit more Babson fans. They usually have a pretty good showing at anytime they
Absolutely.
play. Anytime they play here. Babson, of course, in Wellesley, Massachusetts, not too far away. Jaquan Mills, ball handling duties, dishes it to Cominale. And
late call, but right call.
Yeah, we saw that one. Cominale doesn't believe it, looking at his coach. I think it was a travel.
It was a travel.
Yeah.
He got away with it. He already took a dribble, but it was a travel.
Mills on Sabir, interesting matchup.
He's been doing a good job against him, though.
He has, I agree.
Except for that miscommunication right there as I was saying that.
And Sabir, I love watching Sabir rise up to get to the basket. It looks like he just floats. Gets an easy two. His offensive game is coming alive here in the second half.
I guess I probably should say sorry to Jaquan because I jinxed him.
Yeah, the old announcer's jinx.
And interesting call, to say the least, on that travel.
Yeah, I don't know. Nevertheless, it's going to be ball's going to be going Brandeis' way. And
He was
Jones-
dribbling the ball. And it was
Right.
a travel. I don't know. Maybe they saw something we didn't see. Hopefully.
Usually happens.
Yeah.
Chandler Jones on the outside doesn't want to shoot. Dishes it to Sabir.
Good D by Johnson.
DeGuano on the outside thought about it. Dishes it to Workman instead. Workman inside. Good 2 points there. There were 3 defenders in the vicinity. Gets up over him.
I told you it could be a single-digit game.
You're right. 68-77 is the score now. Babson in a little bit of a
Great
drought
job.
here. A lot of space for Ulrichsen.
He made that look easy.
Yeah, he did.
made that look easy. That is not the easiest of shots.
Ulrichsen 5'11" and challenges Workman, one of the taller players on the Brandeis
Absolutely.
team. Bang, 3 from DeGuano, and he lets everybody know that he's worked up about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Good hand clap. Let's see if you can play defense out here, though. That's the biggest thing. You can be happy about a shot, but then you can't let that happen.
Jack's working to pick apart the press, gets to Ulrichsen, and it looked like Sabir came in for the steal and had a little bit of a collision with Ulrichsen there. Sabir down holding his knee, but he's walking on his own power now. That was a big collision.
That's his third personal. That is the 9th team foul.
Seems to be okay. No trainers or anything on the Brandeis side coming out.
He's trying to walk it off.
Yeah. You can see both teams a little bit on edge here. You know, it's.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little nervous for Babson. I told you, they're gonna get back into this game. Like what we saw, Babson. They've been winning this game because they're intense defense, and they're gonna get tired. And I think that's what we're seeing here. If you're Babson now, you just want to take time off the clock, get good shots every possession, and just slow the game down.
Yeah, just under 4 minutes. We got 3:46 left in the second half, so still a lot of time.
And since the early going, this is actually the smallest lead that Babson has had.
Absolutely, and so there is a foul called on Ulrichsen, which is going to lead to free throws for Sabir again, his third time at the stripe so far today.
In fact, the lead is cut down to 7, which hasn't happened since the lead was 5-12 in the early going.
Sabir looking to cut it to 6. He does.
2 possessions.
Interesting. It's had a brief audio issue there, so we apologize for that. But an interesting game here in the second half. 73-79, Babson with the ball.
And they are looking here to take their time.
And, folks, we have a little bit of a camera issue on our side, so we're going to be describing the game for you as best we can. Our director is looking to get that fixed. Oh, he looked like he just did. Shout out to our director. Inside to Jax.
Oh, Jax is too much for him to handle. Jax just had his way with him.
Yeah, he was going to get fouled there. Not a surprising foul there.
But great foul by Workman.
Yeah.
If you're going to foul, like I said before, make sure you don't let them score. And that one here would kill momentum.
Yeah. Send him to the line,
The coach is not very happy with the refs.
No, definitely not. Jax makes his first one.
And I'm a firm believer in the saying, the ball never lies. From what we saw over here, that was a pretty big foul. I don't know what the coach is really upset about.
Yeah.
But
Well, Brandeis crossed an interesting threshold. We actually didn't mention it when it happened, but we said at the beginning of the half that Babson has not won a game allowing more than great tip in. I believe that was.
I honestly believe that was Say.
Yeah, that looked like it was Say.
That looked like Say tipped that in.
Yeah, a little bit of an own goal there. But as I was saying, we were talking at the beginning of the half that Babson's 0-3 when allowing more than 70 points, and Brandeis is at 73 points right now. So just something to keep an eye on. Workman tied
great
up.
trap.
Well done.
That was very great communication there.
And a foul? Yep. Foul on the transition there. That was Deguano.
And smart. And Brandeis can play aggressively here because they do have 4 team fouls. And moving into the late going in this game, they're going to want to have close to 6 and 7. So when they do foul, the clock stops.
Definitely.
So look for aggressive play here. A little hacky even, maybe a little reaching.
Coming out with the ball, looking to extend Babson's lead back to double digits. Inside to Jax, finds a cutting Johnson who goes to the hoop and gets the easy layup for 2.
Beautiful. And I think that's the epitome of Babson's game.
Yeah.
The cuts, the beautiful offense, the inside out.
Catches him off guard.
Yeah.
Catches Brandeis off guard.
Very smooth, oiled team.
Sabir, of course, had the nasty collision earlier in the game, but he looks like he has his normal speed back as he gets 2 and a foul. Chance for a 3-point play here for Lawrence Sabir.
Score that hoop for Lawrence Sabir.
And we talked about Brandeis struggling to get to the line in the first half. And Sabir, I'm sure, noticed that and has been to the line several times so far in the second half. And that's definitely what Brandeis needed to cut the lead down to it is now 9.
And that's the 10th team foul on Babson. It's not something you want, only winning by 8.
75-84. Babson ball with 2:27 left in the second half.
And look for Babson to take their time here.
I was about to say.
Milk the clock. And if they do that and they hit free throws, they should be pretty set.
Definitely. Johnson with the 3.
That was an ill-advised shot.
Yep.
That was too early in the shot clock to take a contested 3 where you have a lead.
And look at Brandeis with speed, playing with urgency. Workman swings it outside to Sawyer. Sawyer's taking it to the hoop.
Ooh.
And is going to get to the line. So blocking foul?
It was kind of a trip. I think he tripped over himself and happened to run into someone.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Johnson got called with that foul. It looked like a foul, but,
Regardless, Sawyer is at the line shooting 2.
It looked like a foul, but they may need to wipe the floor over there. Let's just say that.
And that free throw is going to cut the lead to 7.
That's a huge free throw right there.
Definitely.
And number 5, Corey Sherman.
And it looks like they're doing defense-offense substitutions here. Neenan's going to be right there by the coach. Waiting to check back in for a 3-point.
Oh, Say with a big rebound off the second missed free throw.
Oh,
he's going to take it to the hoop, and he jams it. And he is riled up. What a play by Say. Gets the rebound and then goes for the jam.
And if you're Babson here, take your time. They're excited. Brandeis bench is excited. It's a 5-point game. Just slow it down. Use the shot clock. Don't jack up a 3. If you hit a shot here, you silence them.
Inside to Jax. Jax gets his man to jump and gets 2. Good play. That's exactly what he needed to do. Timeout Babson. Timeout Babson. The lead is now 7 with 1:39 left to play in the second half.
And the Babson coach, I was just watching them observe the team. They're upset about how little time they're taking on the shot clock. That was a great move by Jax, and they needed that score, and I credit him for that. But the time before when Johnson came down here and jacked up the 3, they really want to be careful about how often how little they've gotten into the shot clock. I think that's why the coach is a little frustrated here.
Absolutely, but play of the game has to go to Smeed Say there. Gets the rebound on the missed free throw by Sawyer. Has a nice move, finds space, and then jams it home to make it a 5-point lead.
Yep.
Or cut the deficit to 5. And I would like to say during this timeout, of course, we're never one to speculate here, but Sabir went to the bench and was getting his knee checked out by a trainer. So it'll be interesting to see whether he comes back in the game.
And he's not on the bench in the 5 that's in right now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Mike, I'm wondering if they're going to just keep him on the bench for the rest of the game.
I think Sapir has been playing it well the second half, but I think he's been frustrated. I think that frustrated has kind of floated through the Brandeis team, and almost when he's been on the court, when he's been off the court, I think Brandeis has actually been flowing better because they're, when you have a player that's frustrated, they want to make up for their frustration. They want to make up, if they're expected to score big baskets, they want to take matters to their own hands.
Definitely.
And they end up taking bad shots. And so I think Brandeis has been playing well without him, actually. So it's interesting.
Babson, 1 turnover in the second half so far, so they've done a good job holding on to the ball. Field goal percentage advantage goes to Babson. They're 30 of 50 for 60%. Brandeis 21 of 43 for 49%. Here is Corey Sherman taking over ball handling duties now that Sabir is on the bench.
And they need to go here.
DeGuano to Workman.
Jax does not want to foul in the post here.
They got Jaworski on a switch. I was wondering if they were going to... Whoa, ball is way up in the stands.
And honestly, that was kind of smart there because he lobbed it so high it hadn't gone out of bounds. It took a good 5 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's a smart move.
And now the refs are talking about what to put on the clock.
I guess it's kind of hard to say.
Also, too, they're talking about possession, whether they should restart the shot clock or not.
Mm-hmm. And we've got some strong words from the Brandeis coach there. He's not happy with the refs' decisions here. Caught the ball and threw it in the air, he said.
Look at that look he's giving to the referee on the sideline.
Yeah, he's...
I think that was the right call. He didn't have possession. Oh, they restarted the shot clock. Interesting. I don't think he ever obtained possession there, but...
Here's Say on the outside. Looks to drive as he usually does. Instead, kicks it to Meehan.
The shot clock also should not matter with the, Brandeis should be having a sense of urgency here.
Right.
That's not what you want to do if you're number 24, Jaworski.
Yeah. I know. As soon as they went into the bonus, they started fouling.
And that was just a matter of not moving your feet too. It wasn't like a blocking foul. He literally just hacked.
Yeah.
And that's what you can't do when you give a team 2 free throws every time you foul them.
Yeah, not smart.
Say the freshman shooting pretty huge free throws here. Misses the first.
Sawyer checking in for Meehan, which I'm a little confused about. I thought they would have wanted to keep Meehan's 3-point ability in the game as the scorers table seems to be falling apart over there. And a nice round of applause as they get it fixed. This is where you see something new every single time you're in Cousins Gymnasium. Say taking the free throw. And in and out, but rebound DeGuano, ref's waving it off. And that's...
Johnson got lucky there.
Babson. It's a foul on Babson, so it'll be another more free throws.
And this is a little upsetting if you're a Babson fan.
Absolutely.
Not only do you send them to the line the first time, you don't box out on the free throw. And then you give them 2 more free throws, and the first one goes in.
And DeGuano, best shooter on the team. I mean, not the guy you want to foul.
No.
80-86 here with a minute left to play.
Up. Broadcaster's jinx.
Yep.
We've done it a few times this game.
I was about to say, foolishly, I wonder if DeGuano was maybe going for the intentional miss to hope to get the offensive rebound, but he was very frustrated that he missed that one, so I'm guessing that it was just a miss.
Still a 2-possession game.
2-possession game, you're right.
And they're doing defensive, offensive subs here.
Yeah, taking DeGuano out of the game. Full court press, Sabir on Ulrichsen. That's a good matchup.
Good
and Ulrichsen,
pass.
good vision to Jax, pick apart that press. Jax doubled and a foul on, I believe, Sawyer. Or maybe Say.
No, it was Sawyer. Interesting again.
Yeah, Sawyer. they weren't happy about that one.
No, he had his hand straight up. I mean, if anything, I can't remember who had the ball in the corner. If anything, they kind of went up into their arms.
Yeah, absolutely. And about 50 seconds left to play here. 18 seconds on the shot clock for Babson. Cominel loses the ball. This is Say. Cominel getting back on defense.
Good defense.
And it's going to be a foul. Brandeis is going to get to the line. Say has had some huge plays so far this game.
Say has had some huge plays, but he's struggled at times to convert on those huge plays. Though we talked about before, he had a few free throw opportunities that he hasn't hit.
That's
so
right.
We'll see what he does here, see how the freshman does in the clutch.
Yeah, I mean, you got to credit to the freshman, though. I mean, he's played well.
And he's not a starter, and he's in there. But see.
Yeah, bad miss. That didn't look good.
No,
yeah.
And he knew it when he shot it.
Yeah. 80-86, one free throw left for Say. Going to be a timeout for Brandeis.
We're going to go ahead and ice the kicker a little bit here. 2 timeouts left for both teams.
Yep.
And possession arrow does go to Babson. So just a few checks in there. As far as team fouls go, Babson's shooting the one-on-one on the next foul. And Brandeis for the rest of the game will be shooting 2 free throws every foul.
Yep, just a little update on the numbers too. The second chance points, I believe Brandeis only had 3 going into the, only had 2 going into the break at halftime. They now have 6, so a couple extra second chance points so far this half. Another interesting number too, something we haven't really talked about that much, is points in the paint. Babson has 30, Brandeis has 14, so more than twice the amount that Brandeis has.
Absolutely.
So struggling interior defense.
Absolutely. So we'll see if Brandeis can pull off something here. It's going to take a lot, and it's going to take free throws on both sides, with both sides being in the bonus. But I have faith that Babson can knock down the free throws, their senior leadership, and really can just do great things here.
Yep, I agree. So about 41.3 is the what we have on the clock here. Brandeis down 6, and we have a full timeout by Babson, which is going to be concluding pretty soon.
And I'm interested to see who, assuming Babson moves on tomorrow, who they start after this game. You know, we've had some bench players play well. Johnson got the surprising start. He's been playing great basketball. He's been one of the best players out there today. So I look for him to start again tomorrow with whoever wins the game coming up, which we also are broadcasting, I believe at 3:30. And that will be Tufts versus Salem State.
Yep.
The winner will play the winner of this game. The loser will play the loser of this game.
Say with his second free throw, looking to cut the deficit to 5. And he does. So it's going to be 81-86. Babson with the lead. We have Brandeis playing the full court press.
Ooh, great vision there.
Good play.
Slow it down. I'm surprised they're not fouling yet.
I was going to say I'm
very surprised.
Expecting a foul. Inside to Johnson, and he's just going to put it in.
And that's the game.
That's going to be game.
I can't believe Brandeis didn't foul there. A little interesting choice by the coach, and just let the clock run out. I would be surprised if they fouled here now.
Yeah,
Jack's better slow down and just.
Sabir got a hand in there for give it a foul, and Takes it to the hoop anyways. So 8 seconds left to play, 88-81. Brandeis had a chance at the end. They were definitely alive with.
It was interesting that they didn't foul. There are 20 seconds left. They don't foul.
I know.
Interesting coaching decision there.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by that call, to be honest.
Especially with Babson being the one-on-one. They missed the first leg of the free throw.
And Jackson nails it. 89-81.
And with that, the two Jackson Kamal duo have 34 points. Let's see if they can make it 35 here. So, but they finished with 34 points, and we talked about how they averaged about 38 a game. So they're right about on track, and that was the key to the Babson win, I believe.
And that's Sabir is going to take the shot, and the clock is going to run out. Final score is going to be 89-81. Babson wins the first leg here of the New England Big Four Challenge, in the Cousins Gymnasium, and an interesting game, I have to say.
Absolutely. The came in waves. Babson really controlled the game for most of it, and they never lost the lead after they went down 3-0. There was only one lead change. So we'll look for Babson to play whoever wins this game coming up. It will be an interesting to see how they respond and keep moving forward.
Yeah, definitely just some end-of-game statistics here. Bradley Jacks, the leading scorer for Babson with 18 points. Eric DeGuano, leading scorer for Brandeis with 15. He did not score at all in the second half, so that's indicative of what happened there. In terms of rebounds, Andrew Jaworski was 7 for Brandeis. But on behalf of myself, Owen Finnegan, my color commentator, Francis Simmons, my director, Freddie Birnbaum, and our cameraman, Lucas Johnson, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. We will be covering the next game, which is Tufts versus Salem State, starting at, I believe, 3. And tomorrow we will be covering both the consolation and championship games.
Absolutely. So a lot of basketball in store here at the Big Four. We'll see what happens.
All right. Have a great rest of the weekend, folks, and thanks a lot for tuning in.